Hey everyone, George Farming Flu Vlog. I want to give you guys an update on how the banana trees are doing. So this is our dwarf Namwa. As you can see, it's starting to get really tall. Let's take a measurement, see exactly how tall we are. It's the first week of June, June 7th here, and we are at just under 5 feet. So the dwarf Namwa fruits around anywhere between 6 to 8 feet, and we're averaging about a leaf a week. You know, I took a video about a month ago and we had 4 less leaves than we do now. And you gain anywhere from around 2 to 3 inches per new leaf in terms of stem height. And so we're looking at maybe another 2 months before we start flowering. This is super exciting. It is speeding up a little bit, so it could be shorter than that, but we'll definitely get a flower by the end of the summer. We've also got 3 pups growing here, and this one on the back side. These are getting close to where I'm starting to think about removing them. Definitely this big one, and this one's really close too. The only problem is I don't really have anywhere to plant those right now. This is my main target crop, and so if you guys live in the Atlanta area and you guys want a dwarf Namwa banana pup, reach out, leave me a comment, send me an email. We can work something out and I'll get it to you. So I'll be removing those in the next week or two. And then in terms of just regular maintenance, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do a little bit of pruning. So these bottom 2 leaves are starting to get a little rackety, as well as we've got so many great leaves up top. If you haven't seen my videos about pruning, make sure to go check those out. So just very simple, just chop it right off. We're gonna do it to these bottom 2. And we'll leave this back one for now. And then also bi-weekly, I do this every 2 weeks. We're gonna fertilize. So I've got my 10-10-10. Sprinkle it around the base. Make sure you don't get it onto the pups. It can hurt them, or like down inside any of the grooves or anything. We're gonna water that in. But let me take you over and let's look at the other banana plants as well and see how they're doing. So this is our double Mahoy. It's very similar to a dwarf Cavendish. This was also shown in an earlier video. What's crazy about this one is it's growing even faster. We've had 6 leaves in the last 4 weeks. So we're averaging 1.5 leaves every week. Same thing, we're gonna come in and we're gonna fertilize. We got 1 pup going. We're gonna leave that one for now. It's not quite big enough. We're gonna let it go a little bit more before we remove it. But we are gonna cut off some of these leaves. So this first one for sure. And then we'll get this back one. And we'll get one more. Now we're looking really good. There's a lot of space for air to come through, promote upward growth. So let's do a measurement of the height for this one as well. If you come in, I'll show you exactly how you measure a height of a banana tree. So if you look online and you read that different banana plants might fruit at different heights, what they're talking about is the height of the pseudostem. So that's saying from ground level up to where the top 2 leaves split. So in this case, come over here, this leaf and this leaf right here are our top 2. So where they split would be right here. And that's where we're gonna measure the height of the tree. So that's right around 36 inches. So we would call this banana plant at 36 inches tall. And for the dwarf Cavendish or the double Mahoy type, these are gonna fruit around the same height as the dwarf Namwa, anywhere from 6 to 8 feet. So this one's about halfway there in terms of to its fruiting height. Again, remember they grow a lot slower when they're little like this. So just because it's only halfway there in height doesn't mean it's halfway there in time. That second part will come a lot faster. Here's the ice cream banana. This one is huge. It's almost doubled in size since the last time we had it. You guys remember in my first video, the update one from earlier, this thing was tiny and pitiful. The trunk was only about 1 inch in diameter. Now it's getting really big. We're gonna give some fertilizer, and then we're gonna prune off a couple of these leaves. These are looking super healthy. This one's put out 4 new leaves, the exact same rate as the dwarf Namwa. However, these leaves, in proportion to how big this plant is compared to those, are a lot bigger and they're spaced a lot more. So by the end of the summer, we're probably not going to get a flower on this one. This one will be super tall. We're probably talking about 10 to 12 feet at least, and probably not even close to a flower at that point. The blue javas get really good. So this is going to be one that we're really going to work hard to keep alive and keep the actual stem alive over winter, so we can get a flower early next year and potentially some bananas by the end of next summer. And finally, let's check out the height of the ice cream banana tree. So the goal in measuring all these is that we're going to do this update once a month, and we're going to try and track, see what their average growth rate is each month, and then try and predict how long it's going to be until they flower. So again, measured to where the top two leaves split, and we're right at 39 inches. So this one has, just in the last month, already doubled in height and surpassed the double Mahoy that we had over here. So that just shows that this one's going really fast and it's gonna get really tall. This is the Untitled banana tree. This is the one that we just posted a video on last week. If you haven't seen that, about how to plant a banana plant in a pot, go check that out. I'm gonna post the link right now. But as you can see, these are the two original leaves that were on here, these two tall ones. However, due to it being shipped in a box, as well as recently adjusting to the heat outdoors, it's actually kind of reset, and these two most recent leaves that came out, very healthy, they actually have like a reddish tint to them, are actually a lot lower. So this happens when the new leaves start coming out and it's adjusting. As soon as they touch sunlight, they expand because it needs photosynthesis. The plant's a little bit unhealthy. Totally normal if you ever see this. It happened down to the double Mahoy that we just showed you. So they are lower. We're gonna cut off these tall ones as soon as we get another leaf out here. We're looking for 3 before we do that. The next leaf that comes out will be taller, and this is one of the fastest growing banana plants out there. So by the end of the summer, this thing's gonna be huge. We'll probably bring it inside for the winter and then put it out first thing in the spring after the last frost. And this will definitely be something we're gonna get bananas early next year on. Let's check out the height of the Untitled banana. Right at about 3 inches. And last one that I want to show you here is Truly Tiny. This is one that we recently got a couple weeks ago, and we put it inside under a growth light. We're testing out some growth lights to see, what we could do potentially for this winter to like grow some smaller ones. It didn't work. Growing bananas under a growth light in a dark room is really difficult because they need so much light, they need so much water, so much nutrients. But even though it's doing really poorly, we put it out here with just 2 leaves, and in just a week we have a really healthy leaf coming out. This goes to show you can't kill banana trees very easily unless you put them in a pot without a hole and you drown them. That's about the easiest way to do it. But worst case scenario, just bring them outside. They become healthy, start growing really fast. We're gonna see how big we can get this one. This one fruits around 3 feet in height, so this is a great one to have indoors. You can't do it in a dark room very easily, but if you have a bright window, this is a great opportunity to grow inside. Measuring the height on this one, we are right around 2 inches to where these top 2 leaves split, so we'll check back in another month. Thanks for sticking to the end and watching the video. Let me know what you guys want to see next. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe for more videos. Thanks.